I now give the floor to the distinguished representative of Palau.
Mr. President, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the creation of the United Nations in the closing days of World War II was an expression of hope for the possibilities of a new global security arrangement, one that would foster the social and economic conditions for peace to prevail. The UN Charter and the international law treaties that followed have been sacred to Palau because, firstly, we became a sovereign nation through the procedures of the UN Trusteeship Council in 1994, a mere 3 years after the independence of Ukraine. Indeed, many of us here are former colonies and should bristle at the thought that our hard-won independence and the sweet taste of our self-determination and individual rights might be jeopardized at the whim of any one nation. Secondly, Palau experienced the horrors of World War II firsthand, as the bloodiest battle of the Pacific Theater was fought on our shores on the island of Peleliu. So lest we forget the carnage of war, when the borders of Europe are redrawn by force, this will mean bloodshed and lost lives, voiceless and vulnerable people who go hungry, tens of thousands of displaced people exacerbating the refugee crisis, and children, innocent children who are robbed of an education and a childhood, who instead grow up in a pervasive state of fear and helplessness. Few countries should understand the wounds of war more than Russia, which is among the countries that lost the most lives in World War II. Yet Putin is beginning to act as if the lives at stake are fair currency in its ambitions for the reestablishment of a larger empire. As such, Palau strongly condemns Russia and their actions to declare Eastern Donetsk and Luhansk as independent states and the deployment of Russian troops into Ukraine. We view their actions as a violation of the principles of the UN Charter, international law, and the Minsk agreements. And we pledge our support of Ukraine's independence, sovereignty, and territorial integrity. Palau also asks that all of us, Russia included, hold firm in our commitment to honor the UN Charter and encourage a stable peace through de-escalation, dialogue, and the rule of law. Excellencies, all of us have ideals that are often confronted by reality. But let's not forget that the UN Charter is not self-executing. It depends on all of us as member states to constantly and consistently reaffirm its ideals. This is our purpose. Similarly, let's not forget that our work is never done. Thank you.
I thank the distinguished representative of Palau.